Hello to all of our life learners. Today we're doing our follow through episode on the Business of Life Masterclass podcast from our interview with Susie Pecuch. Her original episode aired on September 10th, and the topic is having fun while letting your customers do the marketing for you. Sounds interesting. Can't wait for y'all to hear. Barb Zant here, media sales leader and founder of the lifestyle brand and blog, The Stay at Work Mom.
Hello, everyone. Debbie Lundberg, performance, mindset, and resilience coach with Presenting Powerfully.
I loved meeting Susie and having her on. And one of the first things that she talked about was her nickname, Susie Sunset, which
Yes.
How cool is that? And where we live, and it is so beautiful. And now every time I see her or hear her name, I visualize a sunset behind her.
Yes, and you may or may not have had a chance to see it, Barb, because you and I, while we love spending time together, we don't get to be together a ton. I came back, it was a few days after our interview with her, and traveling home, I think I was in Atlanta, and I got back, and it was right at that almost too late for sunset, and I took a picture when I was at a light, and I mean, it was beautiful, and I noticed them, of course, but I intentionally took a photo and posted it because it really was like a bonus of, like, I think I said something like, the benefit of getting back late is sometimes Mother Nature shines on you or something, because it was definitely because of Susie that I not only noticed it, I took a picture of it. Now, listen, I am not knocking myself, but I will tell you, it's nothing compared to her beautiful photos. I mean, hers are spectacular.
Well, and she said that's her hobby. And so a couple of the things that she mentioned that we put into action is sharing the photos. So when taking the photos is actually sharing them, because I always think, do people want to see that? And so now that's what I'm doing is especially all my beautiful pictures of Europe, I've definitely been sharing those. And then she also talked about doing something different in the photos. And so I've been playing with that a lot. And so I know me and you, what we've been doing is doing, almost like the fun photo with our hands, or doing something outrageous. And one of the things that I've been doing out on the street is I get like on the ground. So like a different, lens, or she said, just scoot to the left and just be, so where you're not front and center. And those are always my favorite photos that aren't like perfectly, I don't know, foreground. What is that? Paragraph. What is it?
Yeah.
Yes. So I love that. And I want photography to be, my thing. And I have a nice camera. And so I've been playing with that. And so that is one thing two things actually, because it's the sharing and then doing something different with the photos.
So then she also spoke about the 20 minutes before sunrise is maritime sunrise. So she was talking about sunrise. And sunset. So she could be Susie's sunrise and sunset. So I asked Carrie Getz, who's been on the show before, if we could meet a little earlier on a Sunday. And we were going somewhere, Michael and I were going somewhere else, and Carrie was gracious to do that. And so we were there 20 minutes early, and I was saying it's called Maritime Sunrise, and how it's just different and it feels different.
Colors.
So yeah, there were a lot of cool things about it. There's a certain calm before the sunrise that, unless you are intentional, like you said and Susie said, that you might just think you're waiting for the sun to come up. But it's a very peaceful time. And so we ran for that. I think it ended up, we met 20 minutes by the time we got out of the cars, got situated, and we were running. We probably ran for 18 minutes of that time, and then kept running with the sun rising and up. And it was a nice bonus to our run, that's for sure.
Love that. Sunsets are my favorite. And sunrise, typically when I'm on vacation, that's the perfect time to do that. So that's been on my list. Maybe even meeting with you out. I know our schedules didn't align for the sunrise.
But we're going to do it this Saturday, I believe.
Yes.
So it might be in our quarterly rewind for next quarter, because this will come out after our quarterly rewind for the third quarter.
Yes, so that'll work. And then another thing and she didn't say these exact words, but assume a positive intent.
Yeah, and we've had that, and that's one of those remind yourself. And I will say I was with a group today, and I said, I'm now who in here wakes up thinking you want to screw this up at your company? And of course they laughed. And I said, so if you know that nobody's doing that, can you imagine that if they make a mistake, their intention was not to do that? There's unless someone's being passive aggressive and really manipulative, which you all just agreed you're not. So I got to share that a little bit in a different way, like you said, not necessarily in her words, but it is the reminder that if you assume positive intent, you can work through positively getting to the right meaning and message. Definitely.
Yes. And especially at right now, my office, there's so many things going on. And it changes the landscape when you just have positive intent.
Yes,
And
I agree.
even if that intent is not really there, um, we do
See
that
if you
for
can
us.
find some, perhaps,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah. And then another thing that I loved, and it's just about the community that I feel like we've created, the people that we surround ourselves. So she was introduced to you through Bill Carlson, who we actually had on our podcast. And,
Yes.
and so it's great just how, I feel like just everything connects.
Well, here's another interesting thing, too. And you may have seen this, Barb, or you will now. So when Susie posted it, then I shared it. And Gary Vane, who I met through the
I saw
Tampa
that.
Bay Chamber, well, then he sent me a private message explaining that they'd met at Six Flags. And I'm like, how many lives has Susie led with these amazing things she's done? So I sent her a message. She goes, oh, yeah, that was a different life. That was a great time with Gary, too. That was just a different life, because we talked about her Disney life and her photography. And I'm thinking, wow, how many things have you done that we didn't even hit on? Because I know she's done some amazing travel, too. So she keeps a really energized focus. And something that I appreciated was she was telling us on the show about connecting with three people that she'd worked with a long time ago and that they may be doing something together. So she gave us a bit of a teaser, and it reminded me of our awesomeness squad. I mean, we haven't been apart, but it's that, it's never too late to connect, and it's never too late to reconnect if there's something positive to come out of it. You don't have to force it. You can create that, though, by reaching out.
Yeah. Yep, I love that. And it's a good day to be happy. And so that was like the theme and the vibe that I felt meeting her, talking with her, and then looking through all her content and her
Yes,
beautiful pictures.
it is a good day to be happy. And what else to make you happy but good music, as you talked about? I mean, she really has something going on there with Rob Thomas and her. She lights up talking about the joy of the music. I mean, she may really admire him. I think she does. But it's even since we recorded her show, I saw that she's gone to some other concerts. So good for her. I mean, music is a big part of it. That part, the sunsets, the connection with people. I mean, you see her deliberate processing through life. I shouldn't say processing. You know what? It's her deliberate living life that,
Functional. Yeah.
yeah, I'll end on that for my take on it. And so I have been really enjoying watching her, to your point, paying attention to the sunsets and thinking about the next collaboration, because I think she has one coming. So you and I may too. We've been talking about, we have somebody coming up on the show that we won't give it away yet, but we've thought about a collaboration with that person, perhaps for a master class on exercise and nutrition. So hey, it's
I
all coming together.
love
So
that.
thanks to Susie.
Yes, I can't wait for everyone to hear more. As we close this out, please know, listeners, that you can stay connected with us on Instagram and Facebook, The Business of Life Masterclass, me on Instagram, the Stay at Work Mom, and Debbie Lundberg is Debbie Lundberg most everywhere. Debbie is Debbie Lundberg Coach on TikTok. If you liked what you heard, please rate us 5 stars. We are committed to providing you with 5-star guests, just like Susie. So stay tuned, and thanks for joining us for this episode of the Business of Life Masterclass, the podcast for successful people embracing every chance to accomplish and experience all you can in business and in life.
Listen, choose, do. Thank you.
Thank you.
If you have ever thought, gosh, I'd like a collaborator, I wonder what else I could do, it's likely that the answer is a coach. Hi, I'm Debbie Lundberg, Performance and Mindset Coach with Presenting Powerfully. And if you would like confidential coaching to drive you to the next idea, the next role, or even to figure out your own brand, please reach out to us at Presenting Powerfully, 813-494-4438. Thank you.